Did Haley always want to be a musician? Sorry, I don't mean to say it in a weird way. I don't mean to the audience. I don't mean to say your question's like, here's another boring one. No, I'm kidding. Go.
It's just, I'm laughing because my dad yesterday sent me this essay I wrote when I was 13 that kind of said what I wanted to be when I grew up.
Yeah.
Which was many things. First of a Hollywood actress, not just an actress in general. It has to be maintained in Hollywood. And or a classical singer, because that's when I was doing opera. And if that didn't pan out, I would enjoy being a veterinarian or a Titanic researcher.
Like, okay. You love the movie.
I was obsessed with the Titanic, but my brother pointed out, he was like, you wanted to be a Titanic researcher? So like, if you got the job, you'd show up and be like, all right, guys, what happened here? Like, it was like, I wanted to learn about the history.
Yeah.
It's like, guys, can you fill me in? This sunk?
Yeah.
And it's at the bottom of the ocean? Okay, I'm taking notes.
What can we do? Can we bring it back up?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're trying to think of creative ways, like, to revise it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So those were my hopes and dreams when I was 13.
I guess you could. I guess you still could, right? Didn't James Cameron put like millions of dollars to restoring it underground?
Oh, really?
Something like that.
I don't know.
Crazy.
Well, I was one of those Titanic snobs that was like, this isn't even like Rose and Jack didn't even exist. But, some of these characters are historically accurate. Okay, we don't care. This is a Chili's.
I remember asking my 5th grade teacher, like, do you think Jack and Rose were real? He's like, maybe. I was like, oh, that's a nice teacher. He did not let me down.
Yeah, he's like, I'm sure they were. They died brutal deaths.
Oh, shit. And Rose lived. She could have put Jack. Do you think Jack could have fit on that piece of wood at the end?
I never understood that argument because it clearly shows he tries to and it flips over.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta rewatch.
And she like falls off, and so he's like, "No, it's too dangerous for me to try." I'm like, it's obvious.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have been as buoyant.
It wouldn't have
or
worked.
it would have been hard because she's this tiny little waif of a woman.
Right.
And she would have flown off, flown away.
From
she's
Jack,
so
who's so heavy.
Yeah, he's
such
so
a large
heavy.
man, right? Oh my God. Gotta love it. Yeah, that's a crazy movie. Did you have the VHS? You remember when it came in like 4 VHSs?
I had it.
He had to like stop it. Like, all right, time the box set.
Part 1 of 4. Yeah.
They were watching it. It was like a family party, and they were watching it. And they told, okay, all the kids. It was the drawing scene, where you see her nipple. Okay, all the kids out. So we all had to get out and leave. Yeah. So I didn't see. I hadn't seen that scene until I was like a teen. I was like,
oh my God, I
rewatched
rewatched the Titanic 2 weeks ago for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Any new thoughts on it, or still consistent?
Still holds up. Definitely still holds up.
Is it one of your favorite movies? Do you have a favorite movie?
It's like one of my. It's a movie that I will rewatch if someone asks me to. I don't know if it's my favorite movie. Like, it's not. There's nothing special about it other than like it's just this gigantic movie. It just like is this huge cinematic movie.
Right.
My favorite movie is E.T. the Extra-Terrestrial.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, I saw E.T. Remember it was like kind of controversy in the mid 2000s when they re-released it, but they took away the guns and gave him walkie-talkies.
Yeah, and they animated him.
Right.
Yeah. He was like CGI'd.
Did you see it in theaters? Did you know the original, and then were you one of the people who were upset?
I didn't watch that version.
Okay.
I came to love E.T. later in my life. Like, I used to watch it a lot as a kid.
Right.
And then I didn't for like ever. And then when I was 20, I rewatched it and I was like, have you guys seen this? It's so good. So I've been obsessed with it ever since.
Oh, that's great. E.T. Phone Home.
Phone Home.